What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Brent Watches Babylon 5 for the very first time. Today, continuing down the home stretch of Babylon 5, Season 5, Episode 16. All My Dreams Torn Asunder is today's episode. My prediction was that, kind of picking up off of last week, the Centauri are going to be charged with the shipping lanes attacks, but Londo's going to get railroaded through the whole thing. And then I made a bold prediction that as a result of this episode, Londo is not going to get to be emperor. Now, some of you guys didn't listen to the prediction last week and you're like, well, we've always seen it. Yeah, but if you guys remember all the way back in, I think it was Signs Importance, when we first met the soothsayer lady, and she said, not all visions come true. So things could change. Despite what Lady Morella said, that was Major Barrett, right? And then despite all the times we've seen Londo in as emperor, this is that being torn asunder. So that's my prediction. Is that what really happens? I have no idea. I'm about to find out, and you guys are going to join me along for that ride. Hey, listen, while you're here, please like, subscribe, share this video, comment. Please comment down below. And when you do, please no spoilers. I don't know what's happening past this point. We've really been very spoiler free for 5 5/8 of a season, or 4 5/8 of a season. Let's get it all the way there. All right, with that, let's jump into this episode. All My Dreams Torn Asunder. This just feels like a happy-go-lucky episode, doesn't it? All right, let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Sheridan's a Jedi. Lights on. Uh-oh. She's the candle.
Are you all right? You should sleep. It'll be morning soon. You'll need all your strength for what's ahead.
What's ahead? What is she? I don't... What is that? Did I miss something? That's a pretty looking... Like that embroidery right there. That was really pretty. Did I just hear a toilet flush? Yeah, I'm never getting used to those incline beds they've got in there.
There comes a moment in everyone's life.
This is a very dramatic
when
opening.
you have to do something you'd rather not do. When you know something you'd rather not know.
Wait, I'm sorry. Has this overly dramatic opening been about them agonizing over exposing the Centauri? Is that what's that? Okay. Like... It just seems a bit much to me. All right, like, I know. Some of you guys are so mad at me right now. It's okay. Okay. All right, let's go. They're not letting him in.
There is a council meeting in progress.
That's correct, but I can't let you in, Ambassador. It's a closed session.
I'm on the council.
I remind you that I am on the advisory board for the Alliance.
Fair enough.
I have every right to be in there.
That's not my decision to make. When they're ready to see you, they'll send for you.
Every right in the world to be in there.
Londo.
Are they selling me out, Selling out my people, Mr. Allen? Without giving me a chance to defend myself, to rebut the evidence?
Yeah, he's gonna get railroaded.
It's unfair.
Londo, don't do this. You'll only make things worse.
Worse, Mr. Allen? Worse than what?
Hold on. I'm going to talk about... Look, a few weeks ago, we saw this moment of change in Veer when he took a sword to a Drazi fruit stand or whatever it was, which was awesome. Veer just copped a major attitude with Zach, like in defense of Londo, in defense of his home world. He wasn't this little sniveling guy back and forth. That's a cool moment. I like that. Okay, Delenn's talking with great difficulty and tremendous personal pain.
Lives have been lost, ships and cargo destroyed, at a cost of hundreds of millions of credits. The cost in pain to those who lost family and friends in those attacks can never be measured.
Wait a sec.
Shortly after these attacks started.
Okay, I don't know if you guys can see this through the watermark. Like on the table where this like sun pattern is, right at the edge, if I'm not mistaken, there's a little placard there, like a name plaque that says Earth Alliance. Sheridan doesn't represent the Earth Alliance, right? That should be Lockley, right?
In a moment, we will show you proof that the Centauri Republic is responsible for these attacks.
We promised that the Alliance would support any action that you, the member worlds, decided should be taken against those responsible. Now that...
Sorry, I don't mean to keep pausing. The idea of we will support any action that you, the member worlds, decide to take against those who are responsible seems rather irresponsible. Like I get it. I have long been on the train, like, let the victims' families decide and stuff like that. But to just blindly support, like, hey, we'll do whatever you guys say. We'll do whatever you guys say, rather than, no, here's the prescribed consequence and how we're going to do that. And this is how we're going to hold ourselves up. Like, that sounds like a bad way to do leadership, but a really good way to learn how to not do leadership on Sheridan's part. I feel like this will be something that, like, this is how the Alliance started, and then they're going to have this event and they're going to learn from it and they'll change how things would happen later, because it just seems like bad policy to, we'll just do whatever you guys say, because then you're at the whims of all these different races and stuff. So here we go.
But we have an obligation to honor that promise, and we will, no matter the cost.
The candle just went out. So is this really about the Alliance getting torn apart because of this whole thing? Londo sure looks like he's getting railroaded. All right, let's jump back in and see what happens.
Circumstantial evidence, half-truths.
You cannot deny that the weapons of Centauri design.
Yes, there are similarities, but for years we have supplied weapons to other worlds, including some of you. Not only that, after we left Narn, many of our weapons and ships were left behind. The non-government could use these resources to throw blame on my government. You could take this information and twist it to indict any one of you. There is not one shred of conclusive proof anywhere here.
You know, Londo has a really good point here. For a group that's looking for proof, they've done a really, really bad job of providing proof. Franklin talking about these rods and cones and spectrums. One, assumes that all alien eyes work the same way with the same rods and cones, which they may not. But two, all it does is show that Centauri weapons were used. Londo just told you how Centauri weapons could have gotten into anyone's hands. Garibaldi, his whole thing really seems to be about this button, which you have an old Centauri who takes his clothes to Goodwill and somebody comes by and buys it and they get, or it literally could have been a plant, like it could be that well conceived. They made sure that Garibaldi got something to point back to the Centauri. They haven't proved anything. Like, Londo's right here. He is 1,000% right. This is all circumstantial evidence. None of this is proof.
As part of the continuing investigation, I was assigned to a White Star patrolling the border of Centauri space. During my assignment, I intercepted several coded signals of Centauri origin. I took out a fighter and I tracked the signal to its location. This is what I found.
We surrender! Please! We've got nothing! Take whatever you want, but please, we've got children on board!
So even this, like Jeff mentioned this last week, yeah, they may have had Centauri ships and Centauri weapons, that squares with everything else. This doesn't show who was actually in command of those ships, though. Like, they still haven't proved it.
The Centauri government has lashed out at its fellow members of the Alliance in acts of unjustified
He's passing
aggression.
judgment?
No, not aggression. Terrorism. And there is only one proper response. Effective immediately, we will isolate the Centauri Republic from the company of Alliance worlds. A blockade, which will continue until such time as your government acknowledges and apologizes for these attacks and provides reparations.
Okay.
As of right now, the Centauri Republic stands alone.
I don't like this. I'm sorry. Sheridan and Delenn are wrong.
Taking them so long.
I mean,
Did you
okay.
get them copies of
Sorry,
the evidence?
I'm all over this.
And
They may ultimately be right. This may ultimately actually be the Centauri, and I think don't we know it's not actually the Centauri? It's the Drakh, right? We as viewers know that, right? And so they are using the Centauri stuff, but they're not proving that it's the Centauri. I mean, there may be some Centauri that are involved in this, like creepy minister dude, and they may ultimately be there. But when you're leading a group like this and you're looking for proof, and you're going to pass a judgment like that, you better be rock solid, not very circumstantial. That's really my problem here. I'm very disappointed with Sheridan right now.
Item 1. The Centauri Republic categorically denies any involvement with these attacks. We are the victims. Victims of an elaborate hoax. We will identify those responsible when more information is at hand. Item 2. The Centauri Republic will not be threatened or intimidated by anyone, including those we might once have considered friends. As a result, effective immediately, we are withdrawing from the Alliance.
Well, what did you expect?
Item 3. The Republic does not recognize the legality of this blockade, and thus will not be limited by it. All Centauri transports entering into Alliance space will be accompanied by one of our finest warships. Anyone firing on one of our ships will be considered committing an act of war, and we will respond appropriately.
Damn.
Ambassador.
That's a good response, by the way.
As for myself, I will be taking the first transport back to Centauri Prime for further consultations with my government concerning the situation here.
Londo, the Council is satisfied that your government is behind these attacks. You cannot just walk away from this one.
Strange. I thought I was doing just that.
If you leave Babylon 5, you won't be allowed back on again until this crisis is resolved.
And I'm gone.
Not even then.
Well then, if that is what you want, I guess I won't be coming back. Veer.
Say something, Veer. Say something.
Londo, maybe you shouldn't. You heard what he said. They're serious.
Of course they're serious, and so are we. And when we show them that we are not responsible, they will back down, even apologize. But I can't do that here. I have to go home.
All right, but I'm gonna go with you.
No, Veer. It is important that you stay here. We need someone close at hand to show them the truth when it comes along. To represent the Centauri while I am locked out.
There you go. Yeah.
Don't worry. Won't be gone long. Just get me on that ship.
I wanted you to know that when Molari leaves Babylon 5, I will be going with him to the Centauri homeworld.
What? Why?
Does
You
Londo
said
know
he
this?
needed a bodyguard the last time he went home, and you were right. If our assumption is correct, and he truly does not know that his government is behind these attacks, if they have deliberately kept him out of it,
They must have. Londo would never approve of random attacks on civilian targets.
which is why he may be in even greater danger once he returns home. In the long run, he may be our only hope of ending this. He
That's an
must be
important line.
protected at all costs.
That's an
told him
important
this
line.
yet?
No, I was thinking of making it a surprise.
Oh.
I even booked the seat right next to his. It will give me someone to talk to during the flight.
Londo once told me he hates it when people talk to him on long flights. He prefers to sleep.
I know. Well, I should pack.
Oh, that's funny.
Thank you for coming, Delay.
No, he is still here as my bodyguard, that's all. Where I go, he goes.
My condolences.
Thank you. It's a burden, but I've come to accept it.
Minister, I would like to see the Regent as soon as possible.
I'm afraid the Regent is otherwise engaged and will be for some time.
Minister, you cannot deny me access
No
to...
one is denying you anything, Prime Minister, but there is a time and a place and a way of doing things. Meanwhile, I suggest you retire to your quarters. It's late. I'm sure you'd like to freshen up, both of you.
It's a natural musk. I rather enjoy it.
I like that gif. I know that gif. I like it.
Security throughout the palace for obvious reasons, so while we are willing to tolerate the presence of your...
Is that the first time you said it? Because I feel like he said
Understand
that
if he's
before
seen
now.
walking anywhere in the palace by himself, he will be shot on sight.
Be careful, Minister. We don't want my companion to get the wrong idea. Don't normally treat our guests so badly.
Yes, you do.
Shut up. Just trying to help.
Londo and Jakar, and they make a hell of a
This
team.
is White Star 43 to Michael Garibaldi. We have an urgent message on Centauri movements.
Garibaldi's passed out drunk again, isn't he? This
I
is his
repeat,
failure
White Star 43.
because of his
We have an
alcoholism.
urgent message concerning the movements of Centauri warships. Please respond.
There it is. This war started, hadn't it?
Kozak, you should get dressed. It started.
What do you mean you can't put me in touch with the Prime Minister?
I'm sorry, but he's unavailable. You'll have to try back later.
Wait a second. This is important.
We are aware of the situation. There is no need for overreaction. We will inform Prime Minister Malari of all the details when he is available. Good day.
Yes, but...
Good day. I kind of is starting to like this guy a little bit, like this other minister. I got to be honest. Like I'm.
Yes? Who is it?
Dr. Franklin.
Oh, open!
There you are. I've been looking all over for you. The President sent me. He wants you out of here and into new quarters ASAP.
Why?
The Council is up in arms over the fighting. Centauri cruisers have taken out several of their ships. It's gonna take it out on you if we don't get out of here quietly. Come on.
Can they not just lock the door?
Walk away, Doctor. Walk away, and we will not hurt you. But this one, his kind killed over 100 of our people and ran like the cowards they are. If we can't take our revenge on them, we'll take it out on him.
You want him, you gotta go through me.
Fair deal.
Unless, of course, you want Malari.
Get it, Franklin. Go, Franklin. Come on. I don't think I'd ever say that. Damn.
What the hell went wrong?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
Look, we did everything we could to keep track of the Centauri. Apparently, one of them got past us, hit the blockade, opened fire on the Drazi.
Are we sure they fired first?
There's so many rumors floating around, I can't be sure of anything, but from what we can tell, yeah, they fired first.
Did you hear? Did you hear what they did to us?
Yes, we heard.
Then where is the White Star fleet?
All right, everybody just back off!
Zach.
That's enough.
I said that's enough!
Get it, Sheridan.
Now, we gave you a promise.
And we are bound by that promise. And damn you for asking for it. And damn me for agreeing to it.
There you
and
go.
Damn all of us to hell, because that is exactly where we're going. We talked about peace. You didn't want peace. We talked about cooperation. You didn't want cooperation.
There we
you
go.
want war. Is that it? You want a war? Well, you've got a war.
Damn.
No, wait.
Yeah, the Alliance
Who is
just
it?
crumbled. Sheridan's dreams torn asunder.
The Regent sent me to tell you that fighting has broken out between our forces and the Interstellar Alliance. We are now officially at war with the Alliance.
No, this can still be stopped. I will call them.
All communication with Babylon 5 has been cut off for reasons of security. For similar reasons, I'm afraid we must place your companion under arrest. You may have resigned, but he is still on the advisory board of the Alliance. His very presence represents a threat to our ability to conduct the war freely without having our plans compromised.
They're not wrong.
This is most inappropriate.
That's
You
the
are replaced
thing.
in
No,
one of
it's
our
not
bigger cells until
inappropriate.
the war is over, however long that may take. Guards?
I said no. He's here as my guest.
It's all right, Maurer. I have already seen the inside of your cells. I doubt that I will see anything now that I haven't seen before.
You are not going anywhere. I told you before. Where I go, he goes. And where he goes, I go.
Maurer.
Don't worry. Even one as arrogant as this would not take it upon himself to imprison his own prime minister.
Yeah, he would. Londo just got tossed in jail.
Shut up.
I didn't say anything.
The flame reminds us of the peace of those stars that lives on inside us. The spark that tells us you should know better. The flame also reminds us that life is precious, as each flame is unique. When it goes out, it's gone forever. There will never be another quite like it.
This is so good.
So many candles will go out tonight. I wonder some days if we can see anything at all.
Yeah, that was fully amazing. Oh my gosh. I mean, that speech at the end, I got to tell you, I really was kind of questioning the messages part of this episode. And then we hit the part with Veer in the hallway and I was like, okay, that's where they're pulling in a message. And I had a whole big thing written up about that. And you guys saw me writing if you watched the unedited version. But then from there on, it went full on into its message, the message of the episode, which I can't wait to dive into, discuss. I'm gonna let this distill a little bit more and discuss it with Jeff. But I mean, holy cow, especially where we are, at least here in America, what we're going through right now as this episode releases, presidential election and all that, to look at what's happening there with Veer and then to listen to this speech by Delenn should be on a wall. Phenomenal writing here by JMS. Absolutely phenomenal. This should be on a t-shirt too. The spark that tells us you should know better. Oh my word. This is what I wanted from season 5, folks. This is where I'm going. And you know, Jeff and I talked a little bit last week about how when this show centers around Delenn and Sheridan and Londo and Jakar, this show is at its best. I've said since season 1, and I've said this for a lot of shows, when you get two characters in a room talking, the show excels. John and Delenn there at the end, Londo and Jakar, I mean, phenomenal. Londo and Veer, phenomenal stuff. Good episode. Hey, you guys make sure you join us on Monday when Jeff and I get together and we're going to talk about all things having to do with this episode. We're going to talk about, well, all things having to do with this episode. So you guys make sure you join us on Monday. Jeff and I'll get together. We'll discuss this in more detail. Until then, guys, please like, share this video, comment down below with no spoilers. Don't let us know anything that happens from here on out. And while you're here, please subscribe. Please subscribe. We got lots of stuff happening over here at the channel these days. Lots and lots of stuff. A lot of Babylon 5 stuff, some non-Babylon 5 stuff, just some other fun stuff we got going on. So you guys make sure you dig everything that we got going on over here. Thank you guys so much. And I guess until then, we'll see you next time, guys. Take care.